This is a brand new electric car from China. We've all seen the headlines, the clickbait thumbnails, promising a revolutionary, world-changing $10,000 EV. So, is this the car that finally makes electric mobility affordable for everyone? Well, not exactly. This is the XPeng Mona M03, and it doesn't cost $10,000. The real story is a bit more complicated, and a lot more interesting. In its home market, this car starts at around $16,000 to $17,000, roughly half the price of a Tesla Model 3. So the real question is this: is it a revolutionary bargain that's about to shake the industry, or just a dangerous gimmick? Let's face it, the biggest barrier to getting into an EV is the price. And the promised solution is a coming wave of affordable Chinese electric cars. Today, we're putting that promise to the test with the Mona M03. We're going to explore the design, test its performance, and dig into the tech to find out whether it's a hidden gem or just a piece of junk. Walking up to the Mona M03, my first impression is that it's sharp, it's modern, and it definitely doesn't scream budget car. It's clear the designers were obsessed with one thing: efficiency. XPeng claims this car has a drag coefficient of just 0.194. And if you're not a total car nerd, just know that's an absurdly low number. Slipperier than a purpose-built, high-end Mercedes-Benz EQS. Think of it this way. At highway speeds, a huge chunk of an EV's energy is spent just fighting the air. By making the M03 this aerodynamic, XPeng managed to squeeze out as much as 37 extra miles of range compared to its rivals, all without needing a giant, expensive battery. That isn't a gimmick, it's just smart engineering. The front end is aggressive, with T-shaped headlights that give it a unique look. It even has an active grille shutter that opens and closes to balance cooling with aerodynamics. The body lines are clean, flowing into a lift-back rear end. Now, some have said the rear styling is a little awkward, but what's undeniable is its practicality. This isn't a regular sedan. It's a 5-door liftback, giving you a massive trunk opening. But what about build quality? This is where cheap cars usually fall apart, right? Gaps you can fit a finger in, flimsy-feeling panels. But walking around the M03, I'm genuinely surprised. The panel gaps are tight, the paint is deep and even, and everything feels solid. The doors shut with a reassuring thud, not a tinny clang. At about 4.8 meters long, it has the footprint of a modern compact sedan. But clever packaging, like a tight 17.4-foot turning radius, makes it feel nimble and easy to handle in the city. From the outside, the M03 isn't just avoiding the usual cheap car problems. It's presenting itself as a thoughtfully designed piece of tech. It's impressive. All right, let's hop inside. The first thing you notice is, well, the lack of stuff. This cabin is the definition of minimalism. There are no buttons on the dashboard. Seriously, none. The only physical controls are 2 scroll wheels on the steering wheel. Everything else, and I mean everything, is handled by this massive 15.6-inch floating central screen. Want to adjust the AC? Screen. Change the drive mode? Screen. Open the glove box? You guessed it, screen. The good news is, the screen is fantastic. Powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 with 16 gigs of RAM, it's incredibly fast and responsive. Maps are smooth, graphics are crisp, and there's zero lag. Some reviewers have noted the parking sensors can take a second to display warnings, something to keep in mind. There isn't even a driver's display behind the steering wheel as standard. That's an optional add-on. It's a clear cost-saving move, but also a statement. XPeng believes this one giant screen is all you need. So, are the materials scratchy and cheap? Surprisingly, no. The dashboard is soft touch, the panels fit together perfectly, and the seats are a high-quality leatherette that feels supportive. Honestly, it feels more like a Volvo than a budget EV. There's plenty of room for 4 adults, and the standard glass roof makes the whole cabin feel open and spacious. And now for the party trick. That lift-back design pays off in the back. The trunk is enormous, 621 liters with the seats up, expanding to over 1,600 liters when folded down. That is a massive amount of cargo space for a car this size. The one place you do feel the compromise is in the back seat. The floor is a bit high because of the battery, so your knees sit slightly elevated. Rear passengers might also notice a bumpy ride, since it uses a simpler torsion beam rear suspension to save cost and weight. It's a trade-off, but one that clearly prioritizes affordability and that huge trunk. For the driver and front passenger, though, it feels anything but cheap. So what is the world's cheapest serious electric car actually like to drive? The numbers aren't going to blow your mind. You get between 188 and 215 horsepower, with a 0 to 60 time of around 7.5 seconds. It's not a performance car, and it isn't trying to be. What it is smooth. Power delivery is exactly what you want from a daily driver. It's instant, it's quiet, and it moves you along with a gentle, consistent push. It feels refined in a way budget gas cars, like a Nissan Versa, simply can't match. Around town, it's perfect. The light steering and incredible turning circle make parking and U-turns ridiculously easy. You just glide through traffic in total silence. One of the most shocking things is how quiet it is on the highway. In cheap cars, wind and road noise are usually deafening. But thanks to that ultra-aerodynamic shape, the Mona M03 is remarkably serene. You can have a normal conversation without shouting. A luxury car feeling at a budget price. But it's not perfect. That torsion beam rear suspension, you feel it on rough roads. Front passengers are mostly fine, but people in the back will definitely notice bigger bumps. It's a clear sign of where costs were cut. The steering is light and easy, but it doesn't give you much feedback. This car was built for relaxed commuting, not carving up back roads. The battery packs tell another story of smart choices. Instead of a huge, heavy battery, it uses efficient LFP blade batteries from BYD. The standard model has a 51.8 kilowatt-hour pack for a real-world range of around 260 miles. The long-range version gets a 62.2 kilowatt-hour battery that pushes the official range to over 380 miles, which is seriously impressive. It proves you don't need a 100 kilowatt-hour battery if your car is light and slippery enough. So we've covered the design, the interior, and the drive. And honestly, it's surprisingly good. But is the gimmick hiding in the tech? And the safety? We're about to get into that, and the final verdict. If you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure you're subscribed, and tell me in the comments, what do you think so far? Could you see yourself driving a car like this? Because what comes next might change your mind. This is where the gimmick question gets serious. A car can look good and drive well, but what about the tech that keeps you safe and the tech you have to live with every single day? First up, safety. The Mona M03 comes standard with a solid L2 driver assistance system, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and automatic emergency braking, all powered by a suite of cameras and radars. That's a strong package for a base model car. But here's where it gets really interesting. XPeng also offers a max version of the M03, equipped with their full XNGP autonomous driving system. It uses two powerful NVIDIA Orin X chips and additional cameras to deliver what XPeng claims is urban self-driving capability, similar to Tesla's FSD. This makes it one of the first cars under $20,000 to offer a system this advanced. A huge piece of the genius argument. So, What do real owners think? Since launching in late 2024, this car has been a massive success. It quickly became XPeng's bestseller, consistently selling over 10,000 units a month and accounting for more than 40% of the company's total sales. With that momentum, it's on track to have over 200,000 units on the road by the end of 2025. Owners praise its incredible value, the high-tech infotainment that blows away Western budget cars, and the sheer practicality. The general consensus? Get the Max version if you can. Its advanced driver assist is seen as a future-proof feature. For a car this new and this cheap, the lack of widespread complaints is astounding. So after a full day with the XPeng Mona M03, it's time for the verdict. Is it genius or a gimmick? It's no gimmick. This is a genuinely good car. And more than that, it's a disruptive piece of engineering that redefines what an affordable vehicle can be. The genius here isn't about building a disposable car for cheap. It's about making smart, targeted compromises. They compromised on the rear suspension to give you that massive trunk. They compromised on physical buttons to give you a lightning-fast, high-end screen. And they relentlessly focused on aerodynamics to deliver excellent range from a smaller, more affordable battery. This car proves you can have quality, technology, and a low price. For what is effectively a sub-$20,000 car in its home market, the Mona M03 offers a level of refinement and practicality that should make legacy automakers very nervous. And with plans to launch in Europe and other global markets in 2026, this isn't just a Chinese success story. It's a preview of a massive global shift. It's no longer a question of if these cars will change the market, but how fast. And based on the M03, the answer is very fast.